What's up, everybody? Welcome to Kraken Hunters. I'm Carolina Hitman.
I'm Anubis.
And we're going to be doing a comparison video for 2 Quarter of the Dead statues today. We got both the versions 1 and 2 of Gallevarbe. Yeah. So, I know Anubis has his own bias towards this character because he loves the mermaids.
Yeah.
He does. But today we're just going to be comparing these two, see which one, I'm not going to say which one is better, but maybe which one does a few things better than the other, you know, so on and so forth.
I think each one of them's got their own little thing that they do.
Yeah, I think so too.
You know.
All right, so you want to start it off?
Well, yeah, this is Gallevarbe. She's what? Do you know what faction she's part of?
She is flesh.
Yeah, I would hope so. It
Yeah.
seems like flesh, all the dead bodies and stuff. But like, I guess she's like a shapeshifter almost because you know on the ocean she's a mermaid. And on land, she's more like a dragon centipede thing, you know?
Something kind of like a hybrid like that.
Maybe it's like, well, you can see it in her hand right there. Whenever she's out of water, she's,
right.
You know, it's almost different.
So, yeah, I guess you're right. Well, I guess being part of the flesh faction and the queen being sort of a necromancer, you probably can help her change shapes or whatever.
Yeah, or wherever, maybe she can just adapt to any kind of surrounding that she's
right.
You know, like the perfect predator.
Right. So, we'll start off with the base, I guess.
The base on version 1 or 2?
Either or.
Okay. Well,
which one do you prefer on these statues?
Honestly, you know, it's really the only statue I would really give an S rating to. I mean, I would do it with Melvestros too, you know. But these two, man, they're definitely my favorites out of the Court of the Dead. I don't know, but the base on the first version, I think is better. Not by much.
No, I think by a lot. I agree with you all the way.
I don't know. I think they both got something that's eye-catching. You know.
No, I agree.
The first one more.
Yeah, and I think that's for me. I think it's a little bit more detail in the base itself.
Yeah.
You know, and I know this. I'm classifying basically this whole bottom part as the base. You know,
her tail.
Her tail, yeah. But I think the bottom half of even both of characters. I think version 1 does a better job because I think it's a little bit more detail in it, and with the addition of like the dead bodies, they're bloating and blown up.
Yeah, the tentacles.
Yeah, and for me, I just think that all the dead bodies and everything just enhances it a little bit more. And I love like they were able to simulate her being underwater really well.
You know, I think it's because they've had so much practice with like the Pacific Rim line.
Right.
You know, because I mean that's. You know, if you look at the two statues and you look at like the Slaughter, yeah, you look at him, they've all got that dynamic of, you know, curling around something.
Right. And I think it helps with like maybe simulating movement while in the water or something like that.
Yeah.
Just for me, I think that this one, as far as the bottom half, has a little bit more detail than the first version.
More to talk about too.
And I think so too. Like this one, and I see what you mean because it is kind of a hard thing because this one has a lot more detailed skulls in it, and then you got like the centipede legs crawling up the bark on this branch or tree, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
And like I said, both of them do have things to highlight in their bases, but I just think for me,
I don't know. There's a lot of skulls in this one too.
It is.
You know.
For me, I think this one, the bottom half at least. To me, is more detailed. It has a little bit more going on. It's not too much. It's just right, and it really simulates her being in the water very well.
Yeah, I think also too you can add a lot more in the water. You know, I think you can have a little bit more of an imagination rather than constricted to land. You know, like when you're underwater, I guess you know you would expect tentacles.
Right.
You know, like a coral kind of formation like this, rather than you know, a tree. And
this is not saying there's anything wrong with this one at all.
Right.
Version 2. No, this is an amazing statue, and I do love like how they mixed sort of a reptilian and insectoid type thing with the centipede and like dragon or whatever they were going for. It's an amazing statue. I think the color is a little bit more brighter and stands out better on version 2. The version 1 is a little bit more muted, and I guess it's because being on the water and more symbolizing more
dark,
decay,
more dark.
Yes, and I think like the colors are a little bit brighter and a little bit, I don't want to say more well done, but I just think the colors on this bottom half stand out a little bit more.
I think they should though on the version 2. The colors should always stand out a little bit. You know, it's like okay, so we didn't do it so well on this one.
And that's and they knocked it out the park on this one. That's
so what we're really gonna have to do something on this next one.
And like I said, I love how they mix the reptilian and insectoid type things with this one.
Well, not only that too, you got also the contrast too. You've got like the teals and the greens,
black, gray,
but you're putting it right here beside brown, or
which
like a red, you know,
right? And which makes
especially with their armor,
exactly, and it makes it stand out even more.
Yeah, it's just like that really hits you in the face kind of color. Maybe that's just what it is. The contrast is so much better.
And I think so too. Like that's one of the things that this one does better.
Right.
The color scheme is a little bit better on version 2, in my opinion.
Now, though, you do have to admit though the detail in the version 1 is kind of out of the park.
It is. Like this was. I think this one was either in our top 10, which we're going to do another top 10 now.
Right.
We get some more. But I think this one was in my top 3. Like I said, if I'm not mistaken, I had to go back. It's been a while since we made one. So.
Right. Yeah, we'd have to go back and rewatch that.
Yeah. But because there's going to be some shakeups with these new ones and a new better top 10.
Yeah. Now there is a few things too, like when it comes to the base that you don't even see, but when you do finally see it, man, it kind of hits you right in the face, like it did with Carolina. When we did a review on this one, it was the suction cups on her hand.
Right.
You know, I mean, if you don't catch that first go and it comes back around and you see it and it's like, wow, I can't believe they actually did something like that.
Yeah.
Because it shows the difference between out of water and in water.
And to be honest with you, they didn't even have to do that because her hand is down.
Yeah.
So you really wouldn't even notice it. To be honest with you, and that's because one of our commenters, one of our subscribers that commented on a video. I can't remember which one it was. It was on this video, but I can't remember which subscriber it was. He was saying that he can tell that this line they put a lot more work into and a lot more love into. And that's what I was telling him, because it makes more sense because they don't have to pay licensing fees or anything like that.
They can take liberties.
Exactly, and just try some shit.
Yeah, I mean, it's like just letting them have fun.
Yeah, and their color. Their paint jobs and everything are always there. To me, I know maybe some people have gotten some. I haven't really seen too many or heard too many things about it. But usually their color and their paint jobs are always top notch on the Court of the Dead.
You think maybe it's because they show a little bit more favoritism?
Probably because it's their line.
Yeah,
it's their
baby.
Thing. Yeah. Now we're moving up. Now what's some other things that you like on either one? Which one? I'm not gonna say which one you like better, but which one?
I love the face. I love her face on both of them.
I think both faces are beautiful.
Yeah,
like they did a good job.
And they even look Oriental, you know,
right?
Like they're exotic, you know.
But I have to give, for me, as far as the faces, I have to give version 2's face probably the advantage of that one.
I might have to.
Yeah, spin it around. We're gonna spin it around, everybody.
Yeah. So
you can see. I'd have to give version 2 the advantage over that. I don't know.
There's a few things that are pretty cool, like on version 2, but I think honestly they're really kind of almost the same.
Now that I'm looking up close, the detail, like look at her lips. They're a little bit more fuller and more parted and a lot more pronounced than on version 1.
I think that may be because it's brand new statue.
Right.
So I mean, I'm not saying they will. I mean, they may fade a bit.
Right.
Because you got them under the light. I mean, you got them under the light and stuff like that. I mean, it's just the way things are.
Right. I think for me, I think I'm probably going to give version 2 the advantage on the face. I think it's a little bit more detailed. The shading's done a little better. The scales on her face are added in there now.
Yeah.
And I think that it's just a little bit, not by a lot, but just a little bit more, just a little bit better on version 2.
And plus her headband, that's pretty awesome.
Yes, it is. But the one thing I do love about version 1 is how they simulated that wet look on it.
Yeah, our wet hair.
Yeah, they did a really good job on that.
Oh yeah, it's just sleek.
Yeah,
you
sleek,
know,
and
our
it's
face or skin.
and honestly, it looks perfectly like someone just got out of the water.
Right.
It just came up and the hair's just dripping down and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, overall, I have to give version 2 the advantage on the face.
I think I would have to agree with you on that. You know, another thing that version 2 does pretty awesome too is the simulation of the scales on her.
Yes.
I think those,
especially on the back.
I know. Well, on the face, the shoulders, and I mean, yeah, the back and her arms right here.
Right.
I mean, it's almost looking like she's in. You know, you can tell that she's been out of water for a while. The scales are starting to pop out. You know, like a snake, or,
right?
You know, some kind of reptile, whatever.
Now, from the waist up, minus the head, I think this is where version 2 wins that battle. Because you got a lot more detail as far as the armor now.
Yeah. Well, you don't really need armor. She don't need armor in the water.
Well, no.
She might be undefeatable in the water.
Right. And I just think, though, from the waist up, I think this is where version 2 shines a little bit more than version 1.
Yeah.
It's a little bit more. I mean, she's got her seaweed bra on, and honestly, that's about it. You got the water simulation right here, but that's really about it.
I'm kind of happy about the water simulation.
No, me too. No, it's, like I said, this is never a knock against the statue. Just in comparison, I think version 2, from the mid range, is a little bit better because of the armor, the detail in the armor, the double knives, or the exclusive. Oh, excuse me, everybody.
With the hand, the open hand.
So I just think
I do like her armor. I mean, dude, I can dig it, man. It seems tactical.
Right. And I know it looks short. It's shorter than this one, but it makes sense because in version 2, she's wrapping around something, and in version 1, it's her in the water.
She's a little wrapped.
What I mean by that is that she's completely wrapped around this branch.
Well, she don't need fins neither.
That either.
I think that's a big part of it, is she don't need fins.
And it just made sense for them to make it tall to be able to show off all this other stuff in version 1.
Well, I think it's the fins mainly that makes this one taller because you can go ahead and take the fin off of that one. I mean, might as well, and that's from here all the way down. That's a big difference, That's like 3 inches maybe.
I think so, something like that. Yeah. So I mean, it's hard to pick which version I like better, and I mean overall.
Each one of them's got
exactly. And it's hard to pick because both, like the first one was one of their best in the Court of the Dead.
Yeah.
Easily one of their best.
Well, for you it'd be Melvestro's. For me, this one's my favorite.
I'm sorry, he's gonna be my best one until I see something that just really overtakes him.
Maybe until version 2 of him. We'll see.
Ooh, I can't wait till they do that. Him and I hope they do a second version of Avarkus too.
Did they do one of Zial?
No, not yet.
Not yet?
No. They got the statuettes coming out, with Zial, Gethsemane, and Kair. Yeah, so I'm excited to get those too. Wait to see what they look like.
Yeah.
So which one, is there any, this is going to be a tough one because the other ones, to me, it was easier to pick the second version over the first one.
Well, with Kair and Gethsemane?
Yeah, because they had improved on everything so much. But this one, man, there wasn't really anything to improve over on this one.
I will give it to you, the armor is a plus, but the armor would be pointless on version 1.
Well, no, you're right.
Yeah. So
it's just that both of these each one has a unique thing that makes it stand out. But I don't think in this case, I don't think one's better than the other.
Okay, well, what we could say is we could just say, the cool parts on version 2 definitely that pop out to you is the armor and the knives, the dual blades.
Right. And a centipede type look.
The look of it. That is, and the dragon tail, man, that's cool. I mean, it is cool, but like on version 1, you got the sleek, silent water killer,
And you got the dead bodies on here, them decaying and everything.
Man, I'm telling you.
So I mean, both
and it even looks like they've had, I mean, they did a perfect job on simulating water death,
No, I agree.
Like you've been rotting in the water. Yeah.
So like I said, both of these, it's hard to pick one that is really better than the other. Right. I think these are equal.
Yeah.
Because both of them have something that stands out and makes them unique. But they don't take it. They don't add it. Like they're not so good that it cancels out the other version.
Right.
It's pretty equal.
Personally, though, my favorite is definitely the version 1 because she is a mermaid. That is cool.
If I had to pick, if I had to choose, and I could only own one of these, I'd probably go with version 1 because it's so unique looking. It's huge. It's a pretty big statue. The underwater effect. It's just those things just really for me make it a little.
Yeah.
I guess we didn't pick one then.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, I think version 1 for me would be the one that if you absolutely can only afford to own one.
Or your wife says, "Oh, you're only getting one of them."
Right, and for me, I had to say version 1 is the one I would prefer to own. That's.
But not saying version 2.
No.
I mean, no knock on it. It's
Nah. This, like I said, version 2 is amazing.
Yeah.
But just for me, I think version 1 just has a more unique look about it because of the underwater effect.
Yeah.
That's just for me.
Yeah, I agree. Plus I'm a little. I think having mermaids.
Because I think this one on your top 10, which we got.
This was my number 1.
Yeah, that was your number 1. Yeah. Like I said, because we'll probably do another one. We'll probably do separate ones. One for Anubis' top 10, and then one for mine.
Right.
But yeah, I just think, man, version 1 would be the one, in my opinion, that if you had to pick one, that's the one to go with.
Definitely.
All right. So everybody, we thank you for joining us on this comparison video today. Don't forget to let us know in the comment section, which one do you prefer? Which one do you think looks better? Or the one, if you only had the amount of money to get one, which one would you choose? But I thank y'all for joining us. I'm Carolina Hitman.
I'm Anubis.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that bell notification to get notified of our future videos. Thank you for joining Cracker Hunters today. We'll see you next time. Peace.